Sorry, just to recap, we're going to do nutrition first and then three S's.
We go three S's first and then nutrition after that.
Cool. Cool.
All right. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Mark McDuffie here. I am the host of the Live, Love, Lift podcast, joined once again by my co-host and head coach at Aion Training, Sean. What's up, Sean?
How you doing, man? I'm missing you already. We were so close last time. We're back to this virtual, environment.
Stole the words right out of my mouth, man. It was way better chair to chair, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Sean. So I want to once again pass it over to you to start off for today. I know that you're having a lot of these goal setting conversations with clients, and you said there was something that came up this week that kind of struck a chord of, and you just wanted to talk about it. So I'll pass it over to you. I'll let you run base on that.
It's so funny, these goal sessions, and for those of you who aren't members with us, one of the things that we're really passionate, and I'm really passionate as well about with clients, is just having continual check-ins through the process, and not just hearing what you want to do at the beginning and then leaving you out to dry for the rest. So we do, goal updates pretty much every quarter with our clients, which is pretty neat. And it's always so great because you get to hear and learn so much from the people you work with and who you serve. And I think that that's just such an awesome, awesome thing that always excites me. So yeah, we got another one. Came from one of our members who is just the best of best people. In her 70s, has had an amazing life filled with all these incredible memories. And I got to talk to her the other day for just 10 to 15 minutes, and she brought this point up. One of the things I ask in the goal session is, what's like a future goal? What's something that we can help you work on in the gym, so that we're constantly making sure that the things that you're after are being prioritized, and it doesn't get lost in the hubbub of the day. And one of the things she said to me was, I want to work on my three S's. And I was like, three S's? I never heard that. And she goes, yeah. She goes, I came up with the other day. I love simple little fun stuff like that. And she goes, my three S's are strength, stamina, and stability. And it was just one of those moments where you hear something and it's like, man, you just simplified what I've been saying in 5 paragraphs for so long. And it's like, thank you so much. Now, instead of being a long-winded answer, I can just go work on your three S's today. And I think definitely for the amazing people that we work for and with, the three S's are such a great place to start and such a great way to continue to build lifelong strength. But I think also the really neat thing about the three S's is that it's very applicable and really, really kind of a good starting place for people who are just beginning their fitness journey. I think that, one of the really cool things about when you're starting out, you don't really know what to do, is just to keep it simple. I feel like we've said that so many times, right? But my thing is, keep it simple and stupid, not keep it so stupid, but keep it simple and stupid. And I think that if you go into a gym and within that hour, 30 minutes, whatever it is, you leave being 1 to 2 to even 5% better at strength, stamina, and stability, like you're serving the lifelong goal of hopefully what your lifelong goal is, which is to stay on your feet, have the endurance, stamina to play with your kids, and have the strength and capacity to really enjoy life.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because if I especially with the demographic we work with, like I have a lot of the consults with people at the beginning. And at the beginning, there's always, I want to lose the weight. It's I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What is it that you really want, right? And for a lot of people, it is things that kind of correlate to those three S's of just, hey, like I want the stamina to be able to go on vacation and like walk for a long time and not be left in the dust. I want the strength to be able to get off the ground, to play with my kids, my grandkids, and have it not be a big deal. I want the stability where I feel like, hey, if I miss a step, I can catch myself instead of I'm going down and everything that comes with that, right? So I think, especially for our demographic, right, like that really is the big focus when it comes to, hey, like if you want to look at how do I make the rest of my life more enjoyable and more like full of life, I think it really does come down to focusing on how do I constantly keep working and focusing on those big three things.
Yeah. And I think on the flip side of that, definitely, working and being around the fitness industry, I think that there's oftentimes just a distorted perspective of like what a workout should be and how a workout should make you feel. And like training those three S's in a session, it doesn't need to be intense. It doesn't need to make you sweat buckets. It doesn't need to make you cry or burn or throw up or any of that stuff. And I think the really neat thing is like reverse engineering the result of that. If the result of, low impact, like steady progress, strength training and stamina training stability leads to a fuller life, then why would I not want that as opposed to something that maybe in the short term will make me look better, but like, is it really going to serve me for the rest of my life? And I just think that what's so neat, and it's so cool to be a coach to members like we get to serve, is that so many of them have that perspective, and it's just like when you find somebody who is really bought into that idea of like I don't want a goal for 3 months. I want a goal for how long can I do this to the best of my ability to do it. It's such a cool moment. It just makes you really reflect and be grateful.
Yeah, and I think too, like, we talk about things that come up in the industry all the time, and
Yeah,
myths and misguidances, and I think if we really go back to it, like even for a lot of our members that come in with body recomposition, they
yeah,
think that there's some secret sauce to it, or there's something different I have to do for reps, or I should be doing way more cardio, and if you really look at it, it really is, hey, like if we just take that first S of strength, like if we just chase strength, the rest of
right.
it kind of happens, right? Like
Yep,
you don't really build more muscle tone if you're not chasing getting stronger, right? Like, and everything else that comes with that, like, we've talked about all the time, like the biggest reason that people over 40 even end up gaining weight or going through body recomp is because they lose so much muscle mass, right?
yep,
So a lot of people, like, you talk about keep it simple and stupid. If a lot
yeah,
of people were just like, hey, these are going to be my focuses,
yeah,
in a lot of those other buckets and things that they want, even on the aesthetic side, are kind of taken care of, And I think
yeah.
that's a big point to remind people as well. Is like the sauce doesn't need to be any different. You just need to be consistent and not get kind of wallowed off into some of the other things that
Mhm.
are more eye catching at times.
Right. And I think a body that is strong, a body that has endurance, and a body that is stable, like that's a great body. And that's a body to be proud of. And that's a body that if you work towards that, regardless of, what it looks like, the function of it is so incredible. And again, I think there's varying perspectives and we won't get too philosophical here, but I think the best body is the one that allows you to live the life that you want. And I think that that's a really cool way to think about it, because then it becomes less about, what do I, want my body to do, as opposed to like, what do I need my body to do? And you can really approach, and again, like I said, reverse engineer your training and approach from that. And, in that comes grace, in that comes levity and looking at the big picture. And then saying, well, okay, today, I didn't sweat buckets and kill myself, but did I serve this bigger purpose goal? Am I putting money into that, body or physical retirement that, we talk about so much? And if I did in any capacity, whether it's gardening in the front yard, taking a bike ride, doing strength training, then that's a day that was, well used.
Yeah, I think that's a good point of also like looking at it as it doesn't always need to be this one thing.
Yep.
Um, and for a lot of people, like there may be some people, they probably aren't listening to this podcast, that don't even like the gym, right? And it's like, as long as you are still focusing on that thing, like I think the big thing you hit there was that whole idea of like my physical retirement fund,
Yep.
right? Of hey, yeah, sure, you can put the money away and you should, but we definitely get a lot of members in that are like, hey, I retired and I thought I was going to be traveling and doing all these things and living life.
And my body can't do it.
Can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to see, man. It's
Yeah.
always hard to see,
Right.
So I think the more that people can kind of also buy into that part, and like, yes, you should have your money in for retirement fund, but you
Right.
also gotta have like this fitness side over here. So I guess to end this off, like as somebody who is struggling to get started up, what would you kind of tell them as far as like the first steps of, hey, like stepping into I want to start working towards taking care of my three S's and building up my, physical retirement fund.
Yeah, I think that honestly, and this is funny because it's coming from two coaches, but I think the best way, just like retirement, it's really confusing if you try to plan it by yourself. And if you find a trusted, financial advisor or somebody who you can help just not even do it for life, but just initially help you wade into the waters of the complexity of what that takes. I think that's a really good first step, because, if we're using that retirement analogy, I mean, I'm speaking for myself. If I go in and I'm looking at 403 TDAs and 403Bs, I start getting really overwhelmed. And it becomes a point where it's like, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to do it. And I think it's so nice, especially in the times that I've found people who can explain to me, not only in simple terms, what to do, how to do it, but with kindness and generosity and like non-pretentiousness. And I think that that's a really good place to start. And I'm not saying that that needs to be with me or with you or with our gym. That'd be great if it was. We'd love to work with you. But that could be a friend, that could be a family member, that could be someone that you trust. And I think another really big part of that is somebody that you have a good relationship with and knows you. I think that that's, again, like one of the things that I love about our gym is that I'm invested and you're invested, and all the coaches are invested in the people, and we know them as people, and we can help guide their decisions from that point. And it's not this kind of disembodied, like, do this, do that, do that. And it's like, well, that doesn't work for me. I don't know what to do.
I think that's both of those are really good points to touch on, because I think the first one of just, for me, like, I have a business coach, I have a fitness or a finance coach, and with both of those, it really is, hey, like, I want to do the thing, but sometimes, like, I don't know where the fuck to start,
Yeah.
and there are 1,000 things on YouTube that I can go through and
Yeah.
see, like, which one's the best one for me.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'm someone who values just having someone say, "Hey, here's where you're at right now,
Yeah.
and this is the next step," because I will fall into overwhelm. And for me, like I'm very much like paralysis by analysis, and I think a lot of our members they kind of fall into that as well. It's like you're already making all these decisions, and it's like, okay, cool. I want to do the three S's. I want to keep it simple. um,
Yeah.
but it is sometimes like I just need someone to tell me where to start off. So I think that's another great point in there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my man. Well, I guess any final pieces on for this one?
No, I think that's it. I think that, hopefully if some members are listening to this or other people who are not with the gym yet, like I think that the action of just putting the chips into the table and like starting the conversation is such a powerful moment. And like be proud of that moment. I know for me when I went through my weight loss journey, like it was so much like, well, I'll start tomorrow, I'll start tomorrow. And even the smallest actions sometimes, like we talked about before, just create these kind of chain reactions and these snowballs. And so if you've started the conversation with friend, family, you've reached out to us, just keep it going, and don't be afraid, because there are so many people out there who really do this because they love it and do it because they want to help people and connect and really, make change in people's lives. And I think that find those people and stick with those people.
Oh yeah, man. I think that was a good touch, and something that we've definitely talked about a lot of just the why behind the what that we do. So all right, my peeps. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode on there. If you are a member, thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
If you're not a current member, but you're like, these dudes, even when they're not in person, are pretty cool. There's a link down there in the show notes where you can click on it to try us out for our first week for free. That way you can come down, see if you enjoy the space, see if you enjoy the people, and see if we can be a good fit to help you get those three S's in your life as well. So, all right, my peeps, take care.